Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to venture into some, let's say, unusual corners of the internet, maybe even a bit unsettling. We're talking about those online mysteries, the ones that just pop up and make you scratch your head. Or maybe feel a little creeped out.
Definitely.
And these aren't just random weird videos. We've got two specific online oddities today that, frankly, are hard to explain. Stuff pulled right from the digital wild.
That's right. And what's interesting here is how these things sort of challenge how we think about online interactions, even like digital identity and, well, creativity too.
Yeah.
So our plan today is to try and unpack some of the theories around them. We're working from some really fascinating info a listener actually sent over to us.
Yeah.
These give you a glimpse into just how bizarre the internet can be, sometimes in ways you just can't quite pin down.
Okay, let's get into it then. The first mystery. It started with an anonymous email I got. This was back in December 2018. The subject line was something like, "Found something strange and unsettling," which, for us, that happens a lot.
Sure.
But the email itself was short and kind of cryptic. It just said, "I found something rather strange in the comments section of this video." And then it gave this instruction: switch the comments to newest first and hang on for the ride.
Ah, that's how they hook you. That little bit of mystery.
Exactly. It makes you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So naturally, I clicked the link, scrolled down to the comments. Didn't really expect much, to be honest, but I did what it said. Switch the comments to newest first. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The whole comment section was just flooded, completely overrun by one user named Do It.
Do it. Okay.
Yeah. And my first thought, just a troll, right? Someone with way too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
But then I kept scrolling. It didn't stop. This wasn't just a few comments. It was relentless. It went on and on.
Right. And beyond just the number of comments, it's the timing, the pattern that's really striking.
Yeah.
The newest ones might have been from, minutes or an hour before you looked. But as you scrolled back, timestamps from hours ago, then days ago, 2, 3, 4 days.
It was crazy.
It quickly became obvious this account, this Do It, had been posting pretty much nonstop since at least December 2018. Months of this, almost like a machine.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, who or what could keep that up? And the comments themselves, they weren't the usual bot spam either, which was also weird. No links, no ads.
So what were they saying?
It looked like a conversation, or maybe an argument Do What was having, but with themselves,
Right.
or someone who wasn't there.
Yeah.
Some posts were questions, others seemed like angry replies. It definitely felt confrontational, but you had no idea why. And yeah, some of it was just nonsense, kind of edgy internet stuff.
Right.
But the sheer amount and the way it seemed to one side of a dialogue, it was bizarre, like watching a one-person play almost.
Okay, so given how strange and, obsessive this looks, not a huge shock. The internet had already noticed it.
Right.
The source we looked at mentioned a Reddit post popped up a few weeks before they even started digging into it. Users were already trying to figure it out.
Yeah, the hive mind was on the case. And Reddit, it had theories.
Of course.
One idea, maybe the simplest, was just, maybe it's real people talking, but using separate comments instead of a thread, which just seems like a terrible way to talk to someone online.
Very inefficient, yeah. Doesn't quite track.
Not really. Then someone else mentioned a second channel, similar name, similar style of comments.
Oh, okay. Maybe connected.
Well, that's the thing. Do It started in December 2018. This other channel only showed up in January 2019, and it posted way less.
So the timing's off. Could just be a copycat then.
Seems more likely. Yeah, someone just trying to jump on the weirdness. But then it gets even stranger.
Oh.
There was a third account mentioned called Tracy, and this one posted 6 months before Do It even started.
6 months prior.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And apparently Tracy's comments seem to kind of align with the other two, maybe even mention similar names or phrases. It's like this weird little interconnected drama playing out super slowly in a comment section.
So if we try to, piece this together, what are the bigger theories? What could Do What actually be?
Yeah.
Well, one possibility is a bot. Definitely could be automated, given the volume. But its purpose is totally unclear. Usually bots are selling something or pushing an agenda or something. This is just noise, strange noise.
Right. Is it some weird AI test
Right.
or spam designed just to confuse people. Who knows?
The other main theory, maybe more plausible in some ways, but still debated, is that it's some kind of online fiction, an alternate reality game, or ARG. The way it feels like a narrative, the sort of direct address sometimes, the ongoing mystery. It kind of fits that ARG mold. It invites you to watch and theorize.
Yeah, but the person who wrote our source material was pretty skeptical about the ARG idea.
Oh, why's that?
Well, they pointed out that it seemed too comfortable with obscurity, like it was happening under this random music video from 2015.
Not exactly prime real estate for a viral campaign.
Exactly. Most big ARGs try to get noticed, right? They use Twitter or TikTok, popular new videos. This felt hidden, almost deliberately so.
Good point.
Their personal take was more that it was just, well, they called it crap posting, but basically content that exists just to be weird.
Just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Just emphasizing how strange the internet can be and how people or bots do bizarre things for reasons we'll probably never understand.
Yeah.
Maybe it's performance art, maybe it's just digital noise.
The mystery remains.
Totally. And maybe that's the point of Do It.
Okay, so moving on to the second oddity. This one feels different. It has this vibe, like almost pulled from Asian myths or urban legends, maybe some horror fiction.
Definitely unsettling. This also came from a listener submission, and yeah, it sticks with you.
Right. This channel seems much more like a deliberate creation, a piece of fiction, maybe short films, maybe another ARG. It has this staged quality to it.
Yeah, it feels produced.
The channel's name translates to dress girl, and it definitely builds a specific kind of chilling aesthetic.
So the videos, they almost all feature this figure, the dress girl. She's always there, usually in the dark, kind of obscured. And there's almost always this creepy, distorted audio playing. It's very consistent.
Which makes it even more effective when that pattern breaks.
Exactly. Like imagine watching video after video with this creepy sound, and then suddenly one is just silent. Just the visuals. It's deeply unsettling.
Yeah, that silence can be louder than the noise sometimes. Makes you wonder what's going on.
Totally. And there's very little context given. The channel itself doesn't explain much.
Right, the descriptions, any pinned comments, they're vague. Ominous, even. Doesn't give you much to go on. You kind of have to fill in the blanks yourself. And apparently, according to users who follow it, some videos have even been deleted over time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which gives it this feeling of, like, you have to be there now to see it. It might not be there later. Creates this urgency.
That makes sense.
The channel itself started in 2017, and its community tab, where creators usually interact, almost empty. Just one poll repeated asking, "Hi friend," with 3 identical "Hi friend" options.
That's just weird and kind of creepy. Like it's mocking interaction.
Exactly. It invites you in but offers nothing.
Now here's another twist. There's one video title you can read without translation. And if you search that specific name on Facebook,
What happens?
you find tons of Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
All using that same name.
Yeah.
And most of their friend lists filled with other accounts using the same name again. It's this huge, weird network of identical profiles.
Wow. Okay, that is strange. Though the source does mention that kind of thing isn't entirely new on Facebook, right? These waves of similar accounts sometimes pop up for various reasons.
Yeah, true. It's happened before, sometimes harmlessly, sometimes not. So the big question is this channel causing that or just referencing it?
Right. And then there's the theme choice. The source mentioned the sort of satanic theming that sometimes appears in these accounts or related content. They described it as feeling a bit try hard, kind of bottom of the barrel for online creepiness. It's an easy trope to reach for shock value.
Yeah, sometimes the obvious scares are less scary than the subtle stuff.
Exactly. True horror often lies in the unknown, psychological. Over-the-top stuff can sometimes just feel, edgy rather than genuinely frightening. Makes you wonder about the creator's intent.
So ultimately, with Dress Girl, we're left wondering, is this channel directly connected to all those Facebook accounts? Is it one big ARG? Or is it just sort of paying homage to this weird Facebook thing that was already happening?
It's really hard to say for sure, and maybe, like with Do It, that ambiguity is part of the design.
Could be. Both of these cases, Do It and Dress Girl, they're just great examples of how weird and creative and sometimes just baffling the internet can be, full of these strange mysteries.
Absolutely. They leave you with way more questions than answers.
So what does this all mean for us scrolling through the internet every day? I guess these deep dives kind of remind you that the digital world isn't always straightforward, is it?
Not at all.
It's huge, it's unpredictable, full of these little corners that you just can't easily explain. You're left trying to piece things together from these tiny clues.
It forces you to think critically, beyond just, clicking links, to consider intent, performance, or maybe just sheer randomness.
Yeah, human oddity, or maybe algorithmic oddity sometimes.
Exactly. And that ambiguity, that not quite knowing, it can actually be a powerful thing. It fuels art, maybe even social commentary sometimes, or, like we saw, just pure online weirdness for its own sake.
It definitely encourages you to look closer, question things.
And maybe embrace the fact that not everything online has a neat explanation. Sometimes the mystery is the point.
Anyway, I really enjoy digging into these kinds of things. It's fascinating stuff. And we really appreciate you joining us for this strange little journey today.
Yeah, absolutely. And please do keep sending in those interesting sources you find. The weirder, the better, honestly.
Definitely. All right. Until next time, stay curious out there.